Karen slapped my son at the playground, but she didn't know I'm a federal agent. Let me tell you how this went from a normal Saturday to a day I'll never forget. Picture this: a sunny suburban playground, kids shrieking with joy, and me, John, a 45-year-old FBI agent, trying to savor a rare day off with my 7-year-old son Liam. Sounds like the start of a wholesome family flick, right? Wrong. Enter Karen, the human equivalent of a car alarm at 3 a.m., ready to turn our idyllic day into a viral Reddit thread. Let's set the scene. It's a Saturday morning in our sleepy little American town, the kind of place where the biggest scandal is usually who forgot to mow their lawn. The playground is buzzing like a beehive. Kids are darting between slides and swings, their laughter mixing with the creak of rusty chains and the occasional squeal of, "Mom, watch this!" Parents are scattered around, some glued to their phones, others clutching overpriced coffee cups like they're life rafts. The air smells of sunscreen, fresh cut grass, and that weird plasticky scent from the jungle gym. It's the kind of day that makes you forget the world's a mess, until someone like Karen shows up to remind you. I'm there with Liam, my pride and joy, who's got the energy of a caffeinated squirrel and the heart of a saint. He's racing around, his sneakers kicking up wood chips, eyes sparkling like he's just discovered Narnia. Being a dad is my favorite gig, but it's not easy when your day job involves chasing bad guys for the FBI. Most days, I'm neck deep in case files or staking out some sketchy warehouse, so these playground trips are sacred. It's just me and Liam, no badges, no briefings, just a dad trying to make sure his kid doesn't faceplint off the monkey bars. Balancing fatherhood with a job that demands you're always on is like juggling flaming torches while riding a unicycle. You get used to it, but you never stop worrying you'll drop something. Liam's in his element, weaving through the playground like it's an obstacle course. He's polite, too, always waiting his turn, saying sorry, even when he doesn't need to. Watching him, I can't help but grin. This is what it's all about, right? Those moments where you're not just a cog in the federal machine but a dad, soaking in your kid's joy. I'm leaning against a bench, sipping a lukewarm coffee, thinking maybe I'll survive parenthood without screwing it up too badly. The sun's warm, the sky's a perfect blue, and for a second, life feels like a Norman Rockwell painting. But then I notice her. Karen. She's pacing near the swings, her voice cutting through the laughter like a siren at a library. She's got that look. Yoga pants tighter than a banker's budget, designer sunglasses perched on her head like a crown, and a toddler trailing behind her, looking as miserable as a kid can without being grounded. Karen's barking into her phone, something about unacceptable wait times and, "Do you know who I am?" Classic. I've seen her type before in line at Starbucks, at the DMV, or that one time at a parent-teacher conference when she demanded the school rewrite its entire curriculum because her kid didn't like fractions. Karens don't just live in viral videos, they're out here, haunting playgrounds, ready to make everyone's day a little worse. I try to ignore her, focusing on Liam as he beelines for the swings. He's got this infectious giggle that makes even the grumpiest parents crack a smile. But Karen's voice keeps slicing through the air, like she's auditioning for world's loudest complainer. She's now yelling at her toddler to stop dawdling, and I catch a few parents exchanging looks. The universal, "Here we go," glance. I'm not worried yet. I've dealt with worse than a loudmouth at a playground. Try staring down a drug trafficker who's just realized you've got his entire operation on tape. Karen's got nothing on that. Still, there's a prickle at the back of my neck, that instinct you hone after years in the field. Something's off. Liam's waiting patiently for a swing, rocking on his heels, while Karen's toddler waddles nearby, uninterested in the playground drama. I'm about to call Liam over for a quick water break, when Karen's head snaps toward him. Her sunglasses slide down her nose, and she's glaring at my kid like he's personally responsible for every inconvenience in her life. I straighten up, Coffee forgotten. This isn't just a Karen tantrum brewing, it's a storm and Liam's right in its path. So here's where I need you to weigh in. Have you ever dealt with a Karen? You know, the kind who turns a minor inconvenience into a full-blown crusade. Drop your story in the comments. I want to hear it. Also, quick poll. Are you reading this on your phone, laptop, or maybe sneaking a peek at work on your desktop? Let me know. Oh, and one more thing. Where are you right now, and what time is it there? I'm curious who's out there, riding this roller coaster with me. Back to the playground. Liam's oblivious, humming to himself, probably dreaming up some elaborate story about pirates or dinosaurs. That's my boy, always lost in his own world. But Karen's zeroing in, her voice rising like a kettle about to boil over. I'm not close enough to hear exactly what she's saying, but her body language screams trouble. Arms crossed, head tilted, that I'm about to ruin someone's day vibe. The other parents are starting to notice, their conversations trailing off. It's like the whole playground's holding its breath, waiting for the explosion. I take a step forward, my dad instincts kicking in harder than my agent training. Whatever Karen's about to do, I'm not letting it touch Liam. But as I move, I can't shake the feeling that this sunny Saturday is about to go sideways in a way nobody's expecting. Least of all Karen. She's got no idea who she's dealing with, and trust me, that's not a metaphor. Stick around, because this is where things get wild. She was loud, entitled, and headed straight for trouble. Meet Karen. If part 1 left you picturing a sunny playground about to get wrecked by a human tornado, you're right on track. I'm John, 45 FBI agent, and currently playing the role of dad who just wants one peaceful Saturday with my 7-year-old son Liam. But Karen's pacing near the swings, her voice like a megaphone at a funeral, and I can feel the vibe shifting. This isn't just a minor annoyance, it's the opening act of a showdown, and Karen's about to pick the wrong kid to mess with. Let's start with me, since I'm the guy holding this story together. I've been with the FBI for 15 years, which means I've seen it all. Drug busts, white-collar scams, even a guy who tried to rob a bank with a water pistol. I'm not bragging, but when you've talked down a meth dealer with a machete, a playground Karen doesn't exactly make your palms sweat. I'm the guy who stays calm when everyone else is losing it, a skill honed from years of diffusing situations most people only see in movies. Off-duty, I'm just John, baseball cap, jeans, and a coffee I keep forgetting to drink because Liam's always shouting, "Dad, look at me." I love my job, but Liam's my world. Protecting him is priority 1, whether it's from bullies or, apparently, women who think yoga pants grant them diplomatic immunity. Speaking of Liam, he's the heart of this circus. 7 years old, all elbows and knees, with a mop of brown hair that's always falling in his eyes. He's the kind of kid who says, please, and thank you, without being prompted, which makes me wonder how I got so lucky. Right now he's waiting for a swing, rocking back and forth on his sneakers, humming some tune he probably made up. Liam's not perfect. He's got a stubborn streak and a tendency to lose every sock he owns. But he's good, the kind of good that makes you believe the world might not be doomed. He's patient, too, standing there while other kids jostle for the swings, content to wait his turn. It's enough to make a dad's heart swell, but also enough to make me notice Karen's laser-focused glare aimed right at him. Now, let's talk about the star of this impending train wreck, Karen. Late 30s blonde, rocking an outfit that screams, I spent $200 to look like I just rolled out of bed. Her yoga pants are so tight they could double as a tourniquet, and those designer sunglasses perched on her head are probably worth more than my car. She's got a toddler in tow, a little boy who looks like he'd rather be anywhere else, dragging his feet like he's auditioning for a zombie flick. Karen's not parenting so much as performing, strutting around the playground like she's on a reality show called Entitled and Exasperated. She's loud, louder than the kids, louder than the ice cream truck jingle that's been stuck in my head all morning. Her phone's practically glued to her ear, and she's ranting about something absolutely unacceptable, pausing only to snap at her kid to hurry up already. I'm no profiler, but I'd bet my badge she's the type who sends back her lat because it's too foamy. The playground's a small ecosystem, and Karen's already disrupting it. She's just chewed out another mom for letting her daughter run too close to her stroller, complete with a finger wag that could direct traffic. The mom, a sweet woman in a ponytail who looks like she just wants to survive the morning, mumbles an apology and hustles her kid away. The other parents are side-eyeing Karen now, their coffee cups frozen mid-sip. It's like watching a nature documentary, the lions prowling, and the gazelles are pretending not to notice. I'm still by my bench, keeping an eye on Liam, but I'm clocking Karen's every move. My agent brain's running a quiet assessment, loud, confrontational, zero self-awareness. Not a threat yet, but definitely a problem. Then it happens. Karen's toddler waddles toward the swings, and she decides Liam's the reason her kid's not living his best playground life. Liam's still waiting, minding his own business, but Karen's got him in her crosshairs. She stomps over, phone finally down, and plants herself like she's about to deliver a TED Talk on injustice. "Excuse me, little boy," she says, her voice dripping with that fake, sweet tone people use before they lose it. "You've been on that swing forever. My son needs a turn." Except Liam's not on the swing, he's waiting, same as her kid. He looks up confused, his big eyes blinking like he's trying to decode an alien language. "I'm not on it," he says softly, pointing to the empty swing. Polite. Too polite. Karen's not having it. Her sunglasses slide down her nose, and she leans in, hands on hips, like she's about to cross-examine him on law and order. "Don't get smart with me," she snaps. "You kids think you own this place." The playground's gone quiet, parents perking up like meerkats. Liam shrinks a little, his shoulders hunching, and that's when my dad radar goes from yellow to red. I'm moving before I even realize it, coffee abandoned, my boots crunching wood chips. Karen's voice is getting louder, and I can see Liam's face, nervous, but still trying to be good, still trying to understand why this grown woman's acting like he stole her purse. Okay, quick break. You've met Karen. Sound familiar? Ever run into someone who turns a public space into their personal kingdom? Drop your best Karen encounter in the comments. I'm dying to hear it. Also, where are you reading this? Park bench, couch, sneaking a break at work, and what's the vibe? Morning coffee or late night scroll? Let me know. Back to the swings. Karen's now full on lecturing Liam, her voice hitting that pitch where dogs probably start howling. I'm close enough to hear her call him selfish, which is rich coming from someone who's treating the playground like her private estate. Liam's not crying yet, but he's frozen, and that's enough to make my blood boil. I'm almost there, ready to step in, but Karen's not done. She's building to something, and I've got a sinking feeling it's not just words. This is no longer just a Saturday gone wrong. It's a revenge story in the making, and Karen's about to find out why you don't mess with an FBI agent's kid. I thought she'd just yell, but Karen took it way too far. If you've been following along, you know the scene: a sunny suburban playground, my 7-year-old son Liam waiting politely for a swing, and Karen, the yoga pants, wearing embodiment of a Yelp review gone rogue, zeroing in on him like he's the reason her lat's cold. I'm John, 45, FBI agent, and up until now I've been playing chill dad mode, crunching across wood chips to diffuse this before it gets uglier. Spoiler, it gets uglier. Karen's about to cross a line that'll make this Saturday legendary, and not in the way she's hoping. Karen's in full prosecutor mode, looming over Liam like she's about to sentence him to a timeout for life. Her designer sunglasses are now dangling from one hand, her other hand jabbing the air like she's conducting an orchestra of complaints. "You've been hogging that swing forever," she barks, even though Liam's still standing there, not even touching the thing. He's all of 7, barely tall enough to reach the swing's chains, and he's looking up at her with those big, confused eyes that could melt a glacier. "I'm waiting," he mumbles, voice so soft it's practically a whisper. Most adults would back off, maybe even smile at the kid's manners. Not Karen. Oh no. She's got a script in her head, and Liam's the villain. The playground's gone quieter than a library during finals week. Parents are clutching their coffee cups, kids are pausing mid-slide, and even the ice cream truck's jingle feels like it's tiptoeing. Karen's toddler, meanwhile, is off picking dandelions, completely uninterested in the swing she's supposedly fighting for. But Karen's on a mission, her voice climbing to that nails on a chalkboard pitch. "Don't lie to me, you little brat," she snaps. Brat. She called my kid a brat. My heart's doing that thing where it's both sinking and pounding, but my training's keeping me steady. I'm 10 steps away, moving fast but not fast enough. Liam tries again, God bless him. "I didn't mean to." He starts, but Karen cuts him off, stepping closer, her shadow swallowing him. "You kids are all the same, spoiled rotten," she hisses. Spoiled. Liam's the kid who shares his Halloween candy with his cousins and says sorry to furniture when he bumps it. I'm close now, close enough to see the flush creeping up Liam's cheeks, the way his hands are twisting together. He's not crying, but he's shrinking. And that's worse. Every dad instinct in me is screaming, but my agent brain's still in control, cataloging details, her tone, her posture, the crowd's reactions. This is escalating, and Karen's too deep in her one-woman show to notice the storm she's brewing. Then it happens. Liam, still trying to be the good kid, steps back, gesturing to the swing like he's offering her the keys to a kingdom. "You can have it," he says, voice wobbly but polite. And Karen, who could have walked away, who could have taken the win and moved on, leans down, eyes blazing, and slaps him. Hard, right across his face. The sound cracks through the playground like a gunshot, sharp and wrong. Liam stumbles, his hand flying to his cheek, eyes wide with shock. The world freezes. Parents gasp, kids stare, and even the birds seem to shut up. My heart stops, then roars back to life. And I'm running now, boots pounding, every ounce of calm I've got left hanging by a thread. I reach Liam in seconds, dropping to one knee, my hands gentle as I check his face. His cheeks red, his eyes are wet, and he's trying so hard not to cry it breaks me. "You okay, buddy?" I ask, keeping my voice steady for him. He nods, but he's shaking, and I pull him close, letting him bury his face in my shoulder. The playground's still silent, like we're all trapped in the aftermath of a bomb. I look up, and there's Karen, standing there with her arms crossed, chin jutted out like she's proud of herself. Proud. My blood's boiling, but I'm not just a dad right now. I'm an agent, and that means I don't lose it. Not yet. "Mom," I say, standing, Liam tucked against my side. My voice is low, the kind I use when I'm giving someone one chance to back down. "You just hit my son. It's not a question." Karen blinks, like she's just realized the audience isn't clapping. "He was disrespecting me," she fires back, her voice a mix of defiance and panic. "That little brat wouldn't get off the swing." The crowd murmurs, and I catch a few parents shaking their heads, phones already out, probably recording. Karen's doubling down, her sunglasses now swinging wildly as she gestures. "You need to teach him some manners," she adds, like she's the victim here. Manners. From the woman who just slapped a child over a swing her kid doesn't even want. I take a breath, my training locking in. "You don't know who you're dealing with," I say, my eyes locked on hers. It's not a threat, it's a fact. But Karen's too far gone, her smirk twisting like she thinks she's won. "Oh, please," she scoffs, tossing her hair. "What are you gonna do, call the mommy police?" The crowd's shifting now, some parents stepping closer, their faces a mix of shock and anger. Karen's not just fighting me. She's fighting common decency, and she's losing. Quick pause. Can you believe this? Ever seen someone dig their own grave this fast? Drop your thoughts in the comments. What would you have said to Karen right then? Also, where are you reading this? Coffee shop? Couch? And what time's it hitting you? I'm curious who's riding this wave with me. Back to the playground. Liam's clinging to my hand, his cheeks still red, and Karen's standing there like she's waiting for a medal. My phone's in my pocket, my badge is at home, but I don't need either to know what's next. This isn't just a dad protecting his kid. This is an agent about to make sure justice isn't just a word. Karen's got no idea the kind of day she's about to have, but trust me, it's coming. And it's gonna be one hell of a show. Karen's smirk vanished when I showed her my badge. If you've been with me so far, you know the playground's a powder keg. My 7-year-old son Liam, red-cheeked from Karen's slap, clinging to my side. Karen, the self-appointed queen of yoga pants, standing there like she's just won playground smackdown. And me, John, 45 FBI agent, barely holding back the urge to let her know how deep she's dug her own grave. The crowd's buzzing, phones out, and the air's thick with that mix of shock and glee you get when someone's about to get what's coming. Karen's about to learn that slapping a kid, my kid, isn't just a bad choice, it's a federal-level mistake. I'm still crouched next to Liam, his small hand gripping mine, his eyes darting between me and the woman who just turned his Saturday into a nightmare. "You're okay, buddy," I whisper, ruffling his hair, but my focus shifts to Karen. She's still got that defiant tilt to her chin, like she's waiting for the crowd to applaud her parenting skills. The other parents are circling closer, their murmurs growing sharper, and I catch snippets. Did she really hit him? Who does that? As phones glint in the sunlight, capturing every second of this train wreck. Karen's oblivious, her sunglasses now hooked on her shirt, her arms crossed like she's posing for a Real Housewives audition. I stand slow and deliberate, keeping Liam behind me. "Mom," I say again, my voice calm but edged, the kind I use when I'm giving someone their last chance to come clean. "You assaulted a child, my son." Karen blinks, her smirk faltering for a split second, but she rallies, tossing her hair like she's in a shampoo commercial. "Assaulted? Oh, please." She scoffs, her voice dripping with that fake indignation that could curdle milk. "He was being a little monster. Someone had to teach him a lesson." A lesson. She's framing slapping a 7-year-old as a public service. The crowd's not buying it. There's a low hiss like a kettle starting to boil, and a mom in a baseball cap mutters, "Unbelievable." That's when I reach into my back pocket. Not for my phone, not for my keys, but for the one thing that's about to flip this script. My FBI badge. I hold it up, letting the sunlight catch the shield, and the playground goes dead silent. "I'm a federal agent," I say, my eyes locked on Karen's. "And you just assaulted my son." It's not loud, not dramatic, just a statement cold and clear, like reading someone their rights. The crowd lets out a collective, "Oh," like they're watching a plot twist on Law and Order. Karen's face does this glorious thing where it tries to stay smug but crumples like a cheap paper towel. Her mouth opens, closes, then opens again, like a fish flopping on a dock. What? She stammers, her sunglasses slipping from her shirt to the wood chips. She doesn't pick them up. You're not serious." "Oh, I'm serious, Karen. I've been serious since you decided my kid's face was your personal stress ball." I don't blink, just let the badge do the talking. "You're making this up," she tries, her voice climbing to a pitch that could summon bats. "This is ridiculous." It was just a tap. A tap. Sure, and a hurricane's just a breeze. The crowd's eating this up, a dad in cargo shorts whispering to his wife, "She's done for." Liam's still holding my hand, his grip loosening a bit, like he knows Dad's got this. Karen's unraveling now, her hands flailing as she pivots to the crowd for support. "You all saw it." He was hogging the swing. But the parents aren't her fan club. A woman with a stroller snaps, "He wasn't even on it," And a guy holding a toddler adds, "You hit a kid, lady. Own it." Karen's eyes dart around, searching for an ally, but all she's got is her dandelion-picking toddler, who's now sitting in the dirt, oblivious. Her confidence is gone, replaced by a panicky whine.
"It was an accident."
"He provoked me." Provoked. Liam, who'd give his last cookie to a stranger, provoked her. I almost laugh, but I'm too busy pulling out my phone. Accident or not, I say, dialing 911, we're sorting this out. I report the assault, my voice clipped and professional, giving the dispatcher the rundowns. Child assault, multiple witnesses, video evidence likely. Karen's practically vibrating now, her face a mix of rage and fear. "You're calling the cops. For this?" She shrieks like I'm overreacting to a parking ticket. "You can't do this!" I raise an eyebrow. "I just did." The crowd's buzzing louder, some parents stepping forward offering, "I saw it," or "I've got video." Community solidarity in action. Karen's not just up against me. She's up against every fed-up parent who's ever dealt with her kind. I start gathering witness statements, calm as if I'm back at a crime scene. A mom in yoga pants, not Karen-level yoga pants, just normal ones, hands me her number saying, "I recorded the whole thing." A dad with a coffee thermos nods, "I'll testify." She's out of line. Karen's pacing now, muttering about overblown nonsense. "And sue you all." But it's like watching a balloon deflate. Her toddler's fine, by the way. A kind grandma's keeping an eye on him, because apparently Karen's too busy playing victim to notice her own kid. Quick break. Can you imagine Karen's face when that badge came out? Ever seen someone's ego crash and burn like that? Drop your best, justice served, moment in the comments. Also, where are you reading this? Park, kitchen, and what's the time zone vibe? Morning grind or midnight scroll? Let me know. Back to the playground. Sirens are faint in the distance, and Karen's realizing this isn't a bluff. Her sunglasses are still in the dirt, her hair's a mess, and she's muttering about knowing people. "Sure, Karen. You know the manager at Nordstrom. Big help." Liam's calmer now, leaning against me, and I give him a squeeze. This isn't over, but it's under control. Karen's about to meet the consequences of her actions, and I'm not just a dad protecting his kid. I'm an agent making sure justice rolls in like those sirens. Stick around because this show's just getting started. The police arrived, and Karen's excuses fell apart faster than her budget Botox. If you've been riding this roller coaster, you know the playground's gone from sunny Saturday to full-on reality TV meltdown. My 7-year-old son Liam's got a red mark on his cheek from Karen's slap. I've just flashed my FBI badge to shut down her entitled tirade, and the crowd's buzzing like they've got front row seats to her downfall. I'm John, 45 FBI agent, and right now, I'm balancing dad mode with "Don't test me" mode as sirens wail closer. Karen's pacing like a caged hyena, still clinging to her delusion that she's the victim, but the script's flipped and she's not the star anymore. The first cop car pulls up, lights flashing, and 2 officers step out. One's a grizzled guy, mid-50s, with a mustache that says, "I've seen it all." The other's younger, probably still gets excited about free donuts. Mustache guy spots me and does a double take. "John, that you?" he says, a grin breaking through his cop face. "We've crossed paths on a few joint ops, busting a car theft ring last year, I think." "Yeah, Mike," I nod, keeping Liam close. "Not exactly how I planned my weekend." He chuckles, but his eyes flick to Karen, who's now trying to charm the younger cop with a sob story about just a misunderstanding. "Good luck, lady." I give Mike the rundown. Karen slapped Liam, unprovoked, over a swing he wasn't even using. Witnesses galore, some with video. Liam's shaken but okay, clinging to my leg like I'm his personal superhero. Mike's face hardens when he sees the mark on Liam's cheek. "All right," he says, turning to Karen, who's mid-rant about how that kid was out of control. The younger cop's taking notes, but he's clearly not buying her act, his eyebrows doing that skeptical arch thing. "Ma'am, Mike cuts in. You're saying this 7-year-old provoked you into striking him? Karen nods vigorously, her sunglasses still in the dirt, her hair now a bird's nest. Exactly. He was hogging the swing! The crowd groans, and a mom in a fleece jacket mutters, she's delusional. Mike's not here for the Karen show. He starts taking statements, and the parents are lining up like it's Black Friday. Yoga Pants mom hands over her phone, showing a crystal clear video of Karen's slap, HD quality, practically Oscar-worthy. Cargo Shorts dad's got his own footage, plus a play-by-play. She just hauled off and hit him, no warning. Even Grandma, who's been babysitting Karen's toddler, chimes in. I've seen tantrums, but that woman's a menace. Karen's face is turning shades of red I didn't know existed, and she's still trying to interrupt, claiming, it's all out of context, sure, like there's a universe where slapping a kid is a high five gone wrong. The younger cops now got Karen's ID, and Mike's radio crackles as he confirms the assault report. You're looking at a misdemeanor child assault charge, ma'am, he says, pulling out cuffs. Karen's eyes go wide, like she's just realized this isn't a game of Monopoly where she can charm her way out of jail. Handcuffs? For this, she shrieks, her voice hitting dog whistle territory. Do you know who I am? Mike doesn't miss a beat. Don't care if you're the mayor's cousin, lady. You hit a kid. The crowd cheers, actual cheers like we're at a ball game. I'm keeping it together for Liam, but inside, I'm popping mental popcorn. They cuff her, and Karen's still protesting, her yoga pants straining as she twists to glare at me. This is your fault, she spits, like I'm the one who told her to channel her inner soap opera villain. Her toddler's fine, by the way. A nice mom's called his grandma, who's on the way. Karen's led to the squad car, still yelling about suing everyone, but the fight's gone out of her. The crowd's buzzing, some clapping, others shaking their heads. Yoga Pants mom gives me a nod like we're comrades in the Karen wars. I nod back, then crouch to check on Liam. You did good, buddy, I tell him, smoothing his hair. He's quiet, still processing, but he manages a small smile. That's my boy. I call my FBI supervisor to loop him in. Protocol, plus I want this airtight. He's annoyed I'm bothering him on a Saturday but agrees to flag the case for oversight. Don't go vigilante, John, he grumbles. No worries, boss. I'm playing this by the book. Mike's got the witness statements, videos, and Karen's ID, and he assures me the charge will stick. Child assault's no joke. State law's clear on that, with penalties like probation or community service, maybe jail if the judge is feeling spicy. I'm not out for blood, just justice, and maybe a little karmic payback. The crowd's starting to disperse, but not before a few parents stop by to check on Liam. He's a sweet kid. Fleece jacket mom says, handing him a granola bar. You're a good dad. I shrug, but it means something. This isn't just about us. It's about every parent who's had to deal with a Karen thinking rules don't apply. Liam and I head to the car, his hand in mine, the playground quieter now. The mark on his cheeks fading, but the memory's not. Neither is my resolve. Quick break. How satisfying was that cuff moment? Ever seen a Karen get her comeuppance? Drop your story in the comments. I'm all ears. Where are you reading this? Coffee shop? Bed? And what's the clock saying? Early bird or night owl? Hit me up, back to it. We're driving home, Liam staring out the window, me replaying the day. Karen's in a holding cell, probably still whining about her rights to a perfect playground experience. But this isn't over. She'll face court, and I'll make sure Liam sees justice done, not revenge, but the kind of accountability that says, you don't get to hurt my kid and walk away. The road ahead's got a trial, some healing, and maybe a few more playground trips. But for now, I'm just a dad, holding my son's hand, ready for whatever comes next. In court, Karen learned actions have consequences, and it was sweeter than a double-shot espresso after a stakeout. If you've been with me through this playground saga, you know the score. Karen, the self-crowned swing dictator, slapped my 7-year-old son Liam, not knowing I'm John, a 45-year-old FBI agent with zero patience for entitled nonsense. Last we left off, Karen was cuffed and whining her way into a squad car, while Liam and I drove home, the playground crowd cheering like we'd just won the Super Bowl. Months have passed, and now it's time for the grand finale. Court day, where Karen's ego meets the gavel, and justice gets its victory lap. The courtroom's a far cry from the woodchip strewn battlefield of that Saturday. It's all polished wood, flickering fluorescence, and that stale coffee smell that clings to every municipal building. Liam's at home with his aunt. Court's no place for a kid still processing a grown woman's meltdown. But I'm here, suited up, badge in my pocket, ready to see this through. The gallery's packed with familiar faces: yoga pants mom, cargo shorts dad, even grandma from the playground, all here to make sure Karen doesn't wriggle out of this. It's like a reunion, except instead of punch, we're serving accountability. Karen's at the defendant's table, looking like she's auditioning for Most Miserable Housewife. Gone are the yoga pants and designer sunglasses. She's in a frumpy blazer, her hair flat, her face pinched like she's sucking on a lemon. Her lawyer's a nervous guy in a cheap suit, shuffling papers like he knows he's defending a sinking ship. The prosecutor, a sharp woman with a no-nonsense bob, lays out the case: misdemeanor child assault, backed by witness statements, HD video, and a 7-year-old's tear-streaked face. Karen's lawyer tries to spin it, a momentary lapse, stress of parenting. But the judge, a grizzled guy who looks like he's allergic to excuses, isn't buying it. Neither is anyone else. The evidence rolls out like a highlight reel of Karen's worst day. Yoga pants mom's video plays on a courtroom screen, crisp as a Hollywood blockbuster, showing Karen's slap in slow-motion glory. The crowd gasps even though we all knew it was coming. Cargo shorts dad testifies, his voice steady. She called the kid a brat, then hit him. No provocation. Grandma's up next, her voice quivering with indignation. I've raised 4 kids. You don't touch someone else's child. Karen's shrinking in her seat, her lawyer whispering frantically, but there's no escape. The prosecutor's got a slam dunk, and Karen's "I'm the victim" act is crumbling faster than her drugstore mascara. Karen takes the stand, and it's a masterclass in self-destruction. I was under so much stress, she whines, dabbing her eyes with a tissue she probably practiced with in the mirror. That boy was disrespectful, hogging the swing. The judge raises an eyebrow, and I swear I hear yoga pants mom snort. The prosecutor's cross-examination is surgical. So, Miss Thompson, you're saying a 7-year-old's politeness provoked you to strike him? Karen stammers, it wasn't like that. But her story's got more holes than a playground sandbox. The judge cuts her off, his voice dry as desert sand. I've heard enough. Her lawyer slumps, and Karen's face says she knows she's toast. The plea deal comes fast. Karen's not dumb enough to roll the dice on a trial. She pleads guilty, and the judge hands down the sentence: 6 months probation, 100 hours of community service. A picture: Karen picking up trash in an orange vest, sulking, and mandatory anger management classes. Oh, and a kicker. She's banned from the playground for a year, with a restraining order to keep her away from Liam. The gallery murmurs approval, and I catch cargo shorts dad giving me a thumbs up. Karen's let out, head down, her blazer sagging like her dreams of playground dominance. It's not jail, but it's justice, and it feels like a cold beer on a hot day. The town doesn't let this slide quietly. The incident sparks a full-on community crusade. Parents form a safety committee, meeting in the library to brainstorm ways to keep the playground a kid-friendly zone. They push for security cameras, and the town council, smelling good PR, greenlights them in a week. Signs go up: respect our kids, respect our park. It's like the playground's gotten a glow up, and Karen's the accidental catalyst. I'm not saying she deserves a thank you note, but her meltdown did more for community unity than a dozen bake sales. Back home, Liam's healing. The mark on his cheek's long gone, but the memory lingers. We talk it out over ice cream, mint chip, his favorite, and I tell him about the court, keeping it simple. The lady who hurt you has to follow rules now, so she can't do it again. He nods, licking his spoon, then asks if he can still go to the swings. That's my kid, tougher than he looks. We start self-defense lessons, not karate kid stuff, just basics about standing tall and saying, no. He's back at the playground a week later, laughing fearless, and I'm prouder than I've ever been. Quick pause. How good was that courtroom takedown? Ever seen a Karen face the music like that? Drop your best, justice served story in the comments. Where are you reading this? Couch, commute, and what's the clock saying? Lunch break or late night vibes? Let me know. The dust settles, but the lesson sticks. Karen's out there probably ranting to her book club about that awful day. But here, life's moving on. Liam's resilience is a reminder of why I do this. Dad, agent, whatever. The playground's buzzing again, kids shrieking, parents chatting, and those new cameras glinting in the sun. Karen's a cautionary tale now, whispered about over coffee cups. Remember that woman who slapped a kid? Yeah, bad move. Justice isn't just a gavel, it's a community saying, not here, not our kids. And for Liam and me, it's a promise kept, one swing at a time. Liam's back on the swings, and I've learned a lesson louder than Karen's meltdown at its peak. If you've stuck with me through this playground, epic unslappable Karen saga, you know the deal. Karen, the yoga pants tyrant, slapped my 7-year-old son Liam, not realizing I'm John, a 45-year-old FBI agent with a badge and a grudge. Court's done, Karen's on probation, and the playground's got new cameras. Now months later, Liam and I are back where it all started, and this sunny Saturday feels like a victory lap, with a side of wisdom. The playground's buzzing again, same as it was before Karen tried to crown herself swing czar. Kids are shrieking, slides are squeaking, and parents are sipping coffee, eyeing the new security cameras like they're the town's shiny new sheriff. Liam's tearing toward the swings, his sneakers kicking up wood chips, his grin wide enough to light up a blackout. He's 7, resilient as a rubber ball, and watching him, my chest swells. That mark on his cheek faded fast, but his bounce back. That's the real win. He's not just playing, he's thriving. Like Karen's slap was just a bad dream he's already forgotten. I'm leaning against a bench, same spot as that fateful day, sipping a coffee that's actually hot for once. The air's thick with sunscreen and laughter, and it's hard to believe this is the same place where Karen turned a Saturday into a Reddit thread. The vibe's different now, though. Parents nod at me, some offering fist bumps like I'm the guy who slayed the dragon. Yoga pants mom waves from across the park, her kid zooming down a slide. Cargo shorts dad's here too, grilling hot dogs at a picnic table, probably still chuckling about Karen's courtroom flop. It's not just a playground anymore. It's a community that said, not on our watch. I've had time to chew on what went down, and it's bigger than one Karen's bad day. Her stunt wasn't just a tantrum, it was a symptom of something uglier, entitlements like a virus, spreading through people who think rules are for suckers and kids are punching bags. Karen's not unique. Scroll through R's entitled people, and you'll see her clones, yelling at baristas or cutting lines at Disney. But here's the thing. Her kind only wins if you let them. We didn't. Liam didn't. And that's the lesson I'm carrying like a badge. Being a dad and an agent is like walking a tightrope. My job's about justice. Tracking crooks, busting scams. But nothing tests you like seeing your kid hurt. That day I wanted to go full vigilante, but I played it cool, let the system work, and it did. Karen's picking up trash somewhere, muttering about unfairness, while Liam's laughing on a swing. That's not just revenge. It's proof that standing up pays off. I'm teaching Liam the same: don't start fights, but don't back down. He's learning to say no to bullies, to hold his head high, and it's not just playground stuff, it's life. The community's tighter now too. That safety committee. They're not messing around. The cameras are up, signs warn against nonsense, and parents are quicker to step in when someone gets loud. It's like Karen's slap woke us up, reminded us this place is for kids, not egos. I'm not saying we're perfect. Someone probably Karen out eventually. But we're ready. This town's got a spine now, and it feels good. Liam hops off the swing, waving me over. "Dad, push me!" he shouts, and I jog up, giving him a big shove that sends him soaring. His laugh's infectious, and for a second, I'm just a dad, not an agent, not a guy who stared down a Karen. These moments, his joy, this peace, they're why I do it all. Justice isn't just courtrooms and cuffs, it's making sure your kid can be a kid, fearless and free. Karen tried to steal that. She failed. I've been thinking about power too. My badge gave me clout that day, no question. It shut Karen up, got the cops moving, made the crowd listen. But power's a tool, not a toy. I could have thrown my weight around, made her day worse, but that's not who I am. It's about protecting, not punishing. Liam's learning that, too. Strength is standing up for what's right, not just winning. I hope he carries that longer than I carry my badge. Quick break. How's this landing? Ever had a moment where you stood up to a Karen type and felt like a superhero? Drop it in the comments. I'm all ears. Where are you reading this? Park bench, late night scroll, and what's the time? Morning vibes or midnight musings? Let me know. Back to the swings. Liam's still flying, his hair flopping in the breeze. I'm watching, grinning, and it hits me, this is the real win. Not just Karen's probation or the cameras, but this. Liam's laugh, the community's backbone, the quiet strength of doing right. Karen's out there, probably ranting to her pilot's class about that awful agent. But here, we're good. The playground's ours again, and it's better for it. Sometimes, the quietest moments, like a kid on a swing, teach you the loudest lessons about justice, strength, and what really matters. If you like this, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more stories where the good guys win. Share your own Karen clashes below. I'm reading every one. And let's keep this playground safe, one swing at a time.